Well, today Americans must be horrified. The most popular president of all time, as measured by votes, that broke not only the 70 million vote ceiling, but the 80 million vote ceiling in an election that was so transparent and open that even discussing anything about it being irregular is enough to get you banned off of all social media. This American hero goes down. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Down goes Biden. Watch President fall up the stairs to Air Force One. How is President Biden supposed to negotiate with China when he can't even negotiate a set of stairs? So after a brief tour through the South, where he stopped in Georgia to meet with Asian American leaders after the tragedy down there, Biden fell going up the stairs. Oh my God. Ow, that one hurt. Who are you saluting? Sad. That's, the clip went viral after finding its way to Twitter as online wits joked about the timing. And someone, Caleb Hull here, set it to music. That's the leader of what used to be the most powerful country in the world. So, yeah, he fell. The jokes are coming. According to CNN, allegedly, Donald Trump puts banana peels on the steps of Air Force One to try and purposely trip Joe Biden. Ha ha ha. It's always Orange Man's fault, isn't it? He did just refer to Kamala as President Harris, and so that very well may be on the way. You notice, I don't know if you read, Democrats actually are trying to take away Biden's right and ability to launch nukes, which is interesting because considering they ranted for 4 years how Trump was a Russian asset, they never went that far, right? Because they knew it was all a lie. Everyone lied. Everyone in the news, all the TV talking heads, all the little comedians, they all got their talking points from the controllers. And Biden is the puppet. And the thing is, they got to have people they have dirt on. They got to have people they can control. The controllers need the controlled. Skeletons in the closet or whatnot. And that's why they hated Trump. They couldn't control him. But the thing is, this is how evil their pool of control gets smaller and smaller and smaller as the secrets get bigger and bigger and bigger. And all they can have is a poor old man that can't remember what he's talking about and who falls upstairs. So the final word goes to Don Jr., who sums up the farce perfectly. I remember the press bashing Trump for touching the rail once. Biden falls repeatedly, but I'm sure he's the picture of health. No wonder all our enemies are pouncing simultaneously and mocking him publicly. And it's probably not long, several years, China's going to take back Taiwan, and there's nothing America can do to stop her. We lose every simulated war game against China now. Our military standards are out the window, and while we sit here and argue whether boys can be girls or pregnant women can fight in combat, the rest of the world is serious. They are very serious, and they've been waiting a long time to knock America off its pedestal. And rather than caring for the republic, we have traitors. We have infiltration at all levels over an ideology that Russia tried, by the way. You saw that Putin challenged Biden to a live debate. Again, not because he thinks he's going to debate him, but he is showing the world now America's fallen. America is weak. And you're going to see things happen now And there'll be posturing and there'll be a missile strike here and there, but the world knows American hegemony is done. We blew it. We blew it on eternal war. We blew it to become the biggest drug dealer in the world by taking over the poppy fields of Afghanistan. By the way, which Trump tried to withdraw all the troops and the military lied to him. Great. So, Putin said, I want to propose to Biden to continue our discussion, but on the condition that we basically do it live, without delays, directly in an open, direct discussion. Seems to me that would be interesting for the people of Russia and for the people of the United States, because he can't. He can't. So he's ready to do it Monday. And he wishes Biden good health. You know, the Russians don't mess around. They tried communism. It failed. Better to have right-wing authoritarianism than far-left politics, because at least that way you don't starve. Donald Trump Jr. again says Putin just challenged Joe Biden to an unscripted live debate. The whole world knows that we have no leadership at the top, just an empty suit with a teleprompter, and he can't even get that right. They look at America's weakness right now and are salivating. This comes after Biden called him a killer, and Putin responded with, it takes one to know one. And he says, also, that's not just children saying, and a joke, there's a deep psychological meaning in this. We always see in another person our own qualities and think that he is the same as us. SJWs always project, right? Even Putin understands that. He says, when I was a kid, when we were arguing with each other in the playground, we used to say, whatever you say about others is what you are yourself. Very true. Biden asserted that Putin has no soul. Unfortunately, he's got more of a soul than you do, sir. And what's interesting is a stenographer from the Obama-era White House came out that Putin humiliated Joe Biden back in 2011. This isn't the first time. Russia's been clowning on us for a while. This is, and Obama was an incredibly weak man. Joe Biden is lying about his 2011 dealings with Vladimir Putin in Moscow, and the Russian president isn't putting up with it. I know this because I was an eyewitness to the events of that day, events that Washington, D.C.'s media have failed to press Biden on, of course, and have given extraordinary insight to how our now president was humiliated by his Russian counterparts. So, he lied to George Stephanopoulos about an event here. So, but Putin knows what happened. He was there. He knows he compromised Joe Biden, who appeared unprepared to deal with the ruthless former KGB agent. Regardless, Joe Biden continues to perpetuate his "I am the tough guy" lie, like when he beat off corn pop with a chain outside the pool. As Joe Biden's White House stenographer, I stood directly behind Putin at a distance of 5 feet. Biden, seated across from Putin at an elegant conference table, was about 12 feet from me. About 10 minutes into the meeting, Vice President Biden attempted to start lecturing about his decades-old part in U.S.-Russia negotiations with the dreaded phrase, "I've been around for a long time. The first time I was here," and cut. Joe Biden got about one sentence further into that spiel when off went his microphone, off went the lights for the TV cameras, and stern Russian voices were commanding the press to leave. And they did. They went out quickly and efficiently, with video cameras popping off tripods, equipment snapping shut, portable lights clattering down retractable poles. No one spoke, and no one dared linger. This was Putin in all his KGB ruthlessness, whether by some prearranged signal or simply an undisclosed time limit. He had pulled the plug and done the unthinkable. He'd stolen Joe Biden's audience and rendered him speechless, shut him down in mid-sentence with a flick of an invisible switch. Across the table, I could see Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden, in the now dimly lit room, looking as duped as an exhausted fish in the bottom of a boat. No protest, no complaint, No, hey, I wasn't finished. Nothing. He was humiliated. So, the Putin team knew what they were doing. They just cut him off. And Russia, China, these countries are serious. They're not interested in equality and social justice. They're interested in winning. They're willing to negotiate, but they're not afraid to go to war. And they're not afraid to protect their own. And they're not afraid to humiliate America when they put weakness up in the White House. But, Joe Biden sold his soul to get where he is today. And, you can sell your soul and you can get a long way. Just don't complain when the devil comes to collect.